Welcome back to the season finale of Back to the Futures, the official podcast of the Futures League. We have got a lot of content for you today, and it involves all of the postseason awards. But before we do any of that, Matt, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Owen. I mean, sad to see Futures League baseball go, but we'll be back next season. The games are still going to be played, and I can't wait for that May start date.
Yeah, the countdown is on for May 2025, but for now, we are here to wrap up 2024, and we had a number of awards that have been announced all throughout the last week and a half or so. Matt, do you want to kick us off with the first couple of awards that were announced?
Yeah, so for the Adam Keenan Sportsmanship and Scholarship Award, we had a winner from each team. From the Rocks, we had Gabe Hitz. From the Silver Knights, we had Jeff Valdez. From the Bees, we had Daniel Perez. From the Sea Unicorns, MD Connor. From the Road Warriors, we had Marcus Oliver. From the Vermont Lake Monsters, Wyatt Patchett. From the Westfield Starfires, we had Jackson Haker. And from Worcester Bravehearts, we had John Fisher. For Umpire of the Year, Matt Ball took home the award. Manager of the Year was the Westfield Starfires coach Paul Bonfiglio for his outstanding season with the Westfield. Our Defensive Player of the Year also went to Westfield in Gianno Merloni. And our Relief Pitcher of the Year was Sean Gamble from the Vermont Lake Monsters, who had a 3.66 ERA with 7 saves in 18 games. And in only 19 innings pitched, he had 30 strikeouts.
That is very impressive from all of those guys. Congratulations to all of our award winners. And then the other 4 awards that were announced were our top prospects. On the position player side, it went to AJ Vasco from the New Britain Bees. In 30 games, he hit 371 with 7 doubles and 25 RBIs. And our top pro prospect on the pitching side was Dante Lewis, also from the New Britain Bees, and both of these guys were from Kansas State. Lewis, in 6 games, went 12 innings pitched, had a save and a 2.25 ERA. And then the awards you've all been waiting for, the Pitcher of the Year and the MVP. Pitcher of the Year is a familiar face of the podcast. It's Brady Stuart of the Worcester Bravehearts and Endicott College. He had an incredible year. In 9 games and 8 starts, he went 44 innings, allowing just 27 hits and 4 earned runs while striking out a league-leading 54 batters. He was the king on the mound this year. Almost had a no-hitter, if you remember correctly. He ended up going 8 2/3 before giving up his first hit. And the most valuable player of the Futures League in 2024 is Mark Quatrani from the Vermont Lake Monsters and Cornell University. He hit 333 with 4 homers, 5 doubles, 22 runs, and 34 runs batted in. He was a monster, no pun intended, at the plate this summer. And you might be wondering, why are we talking about all these awards? Well, it's because we have the Pitcher of the Year and the MVP on this podcast episode this week to wrap up season 9. We saw Brady Stuart earlier, but we didn't see him as a Pitcher of the Year, so he's going to get us started. He's going to talk about his season in Worcester and what he's looking forward to most about going to school now with a Pitcher of the Year to his name. We're going to send it straight to Mr. Brady Stuart.
We are honored to be joined once again here on Back to the Futures. This time it's by the 2024 Pitcher of the Year, Brady Stuart from the Worcester Bravehearts. Brady, first of all, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing well. And last time we talked, you were the May-June Pitcher of the Month, and now you are the Pitcher of the Year. What does it mean to hear that?
I mean, it's pretty cool. You don't really like going into the year. It's another thing where it's like same thing as like the All-Star game. Like it's not something that you really think about because it's so far away. But now that it's here, like it's kind of cool to be recognized and to be honored.
Yeah, I mean, you earned it, man. You had 8 starts, going 44 innings pitched with 27 hits allowed, 12 runs, only 4 earned, 15 walks, and a league-leading 54 strikeouts. When you hear those stats, what jumps out at you the most?
I think it's just trying to keep the walks down. My last outing, it like walked a couple too many guys. Wasn't really too happy with it, but that's something that I've always worked on and just can always get better with command. So just trying to keep the walks down and limit the free bases.
Yeah, that walk to strikeout ratio definitely helps when you have the league lead in strikeouts. And obviously, May and June, you pitched very well, but you continued to pitch well down the stretch. What does it mean to be able to come out and dominate the way that you did this summer, especially heading back to school?
I mean, it's pretty cool. Like, you have a good confidence boost going into the fall, and hopefully they can carry it over and just keep working hard, and hopefully everything will kind of work itself out that like it usually does, and just try to build off of what I had going in the summer.
Yeah, and talking about the summer, we talked about it. You were the May, June pitcher of the month. That seems like a long time ago based on the grind that this season was. 60 plus games, a lot of baseball. What is your mentality now having as many games as you did during the season and now heading back to school to train up for the spring?
I mean, it's like the same. Like it's it's an honor to play baseball. You know, not a lot of people get to play it as late in their life as I have. And I know it sounds kind of weird because I'm only 20 years old, but a lot of people get cut short like after high school. So honestly, anytime you can go out and play, like it's what I enjoy doing. Like I don't mind going to the field every day to play, and I don't mind going back to school to throw because you know not everyone gets to do it, and it's something that I enjoy doing. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and going back to the Bravehearts here, it was recently announced that Alex Dion is switching up his role with the Bravehearts and will no longer be in the dugout coaching. What was your initial reaction to the news?
Um, I was kind of like caught a little off guard. Like I know he's got like a family, he's got kids, so it's kind of like something that he has to balance between his family. And I loved having him as a coach, as a manager. He was awesome. Um, all of his coaches are awesome. Like Staggs was great, Muzzy was great. Um, but it was kind of like unfortunate to hear, but glad he's still like gonna be there because he's a pretty cool guy to be around. I liked being around him a lot.
Yeah, and kind of as a follow up to that, how did he help your development as a pitcher this summer?
Kind of just like gave me some confidence, you know, by putting me out there and letting me be who I was. And like anytime I like he'd have like talk to me or whatever, he would just like be pretty honest with you and tell you how it is. So it's it's the same thing at school with Coach Haley. He's pretty honest with you. So it's always good to have those people around you because they're not gonna just tell you things that aren't true. So
Yeah, again, Coach Dion, a good friend of the podcast and a great coach in Worcester. We look forward to seeing what his role develops as with the Bravehearts next summer. And flashing back a bit here, before the last time we talked was before the All Star game. And at the All Star game in Norwich, you were honored with being the starter. What did it mean to start among all of that talent that was featured in Norwich?
it was pretty cool. I mean, it's the first time I ever been in an all-star game like that. So to be able to start it was something that was like kind of unusual but pretty fun. It's I mean, it's just hopefully it's something that I can build on and keep working hard and just keep taking that forward.
So yeah, you said it was your first All-Star game. What was your reaction to kind of the 2 day celebration overall from the home run derby on Monday to the game itself? The fans were loud. Everybody was having a good time. I just wanted to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, seeing Jackson Marshall, another Worcester kid, win the home run derby. I mean, just hit tanks. So that was pretty cool to see. And then going out there the next day and like I got there early, like was there for all the stuff before for like the skills thing and just hanging out, talking to the guys and having all like our the other Worcester guys there and the coaches. Like it was fun, just like having fun on the field. Like it's not like a super competitive aspect. So it's kind of just like enjoying your time and it was a fun time.
Yeah, it's a nice fun break from the serious stretch of the schedule to have
Yeah.
some fun for 2 days. And in general, how was your first summer in Worcester and what stands out about playing for that organization?
Oh, I loved it. I thought it was awesome. I mean, Worcester's like I've always gone into Worcester. Like I live 25 minutes away, so it's like I'm always going in and through Worcester. And I've heard of the Bravehearts before. My pitching coach, like when I was younger, he pitched for the Bravehearts, so he would talk about it. So it's kind of something that I've always like known was there, and finally being able to play for him, like it was pretty cool. And you know, sometimes they'll pack the crowd and have have a big show out of fans. So it's always fun to pitch in front of those big crowds. And they want to win. So it's like when we're coming down to that stretch and we're like 2.5 games out of a playoff spot and we string some games together and we're fighting for the last spot going into the last week. It's kind of like it has that like feeling that you get like coming close to playoff baseball. So it kind of sucks that we didn't make it, but it's good to know that like you're in a program that cares about winning.
Yeah, they certainly do care about winning and do it quite often. So that's good that you got to experience that in Worcester. And we asked you last time you were on the podcast for your all-time favorite baseball memory. We're not going to do that again for our final question, but I am going to ask you, what was your favorite moment and what moment stood out from this summer?
Um, from the summer, I mean, having the no hitter until the last out and then giving it up, that was pretty funny. That was kind of unfortunate, but you know, it is what it is. That was a pretty cool like experience though, just like throwing a complete game. Um, Other than that, I mean, it's a lot of like you don't really remember a lot of the stuff. Our coach at school always says that you don't really remember a lot of the stuff on the field all the time. It's usually about like the things that happen off the field or just sitting in the bullpen with the guys. That's a lot of the things that I'll take away from it. Um, like the rain delays when it just starts pouring out of nowhere and people are running across the field and the dugouts getting flooded. Like those are the type of things that usually you remember.
Yeah, it's not always about the on-field. It's good to have that
No.
off-field stuff to laugh about and remember as well. Brady Stuart, the pitcher of the year in 2024. Thank you so much once again for joining me here on this episode.
Thank you for having me.
Hold on, we'll get right back to the Futures. But first, we want to share a message from our friends at 78 Sports. Do you have kids playing baseball or softball? We all know that practice time is limited, especially here in New England. Not to mention the cost of lessons and cage time can add up quickly. Save yourself some time and money by giving your kids what they need to work on their game at home. Our friends at 78 Sports can help you put together the perfect at-home training setup. Whether you want to start small with just a tee and hitting net, or are looking for a full cage setup with turf and a pitching machine, they have you covered. The team at 78 Sports has designed and installed hundreds of home and commercial sports training facilities, so let them help you plan the perfect setup for your space. Visit 78 Sports website at 78sports.com. That's SEVENTY, the number 8, sports.com. SEVENTY, the number 8, sports.com. Now back to your regular scheduled programming.
Thank you, Brady, for coming on the show. And Matt, it's just great to hear from him again. You know, we talked to him last time when he was the May-June pitcher of the month. Now he's the pitcher of the year.
Yeah, and he started off really strong and ended even stronger. Like you said earlier, only 4 earned runs in 44 innings this year. That's unbelievable numbers, and we hope to see him continue to put up those numbers in school and further on.
Yeah, for sure. We wish Brady the best of luck as he heads back to Endicott. And on the MVP side, it was a very, very tight race. A lot of guys did a lot of damage this summer, but the monster of it all was Mark Quatrani of the Vermont Lake Monsters. That's probably my last monster pun. I'm very sorry. From Cornell University. He was a great interview. He was great to talk to, and he had a great year, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, anyone hitting over 300, they did a lot of damage, and he hit 333 along with power with 10 extra base hits for the Lake Monsters. He was the driving bat in their entire lineup and helped them make that playoff push.
Yeah, he helped them make that playoff push. They snuck in as the 4 seed, almost knocking out the defending champion and actually now reigning champion, Norwich Unicorns. Let's hear what Mark has to say here for the first time on Back to the Futures is MVP Mark Quatrani.
We are joined by the 2024 Futures League MVP, Mark Quatrani from the Vermont Lake Monsters. Mark, before we get started, first off, how you doing?
Good. How you doing? Thanks for having me. It's an honor to be named for this award. So yeah.
Yeah, man, MVP. It's the biggest honor in the Futures League. What did it mean to hear your name as the Futures League MVP?
Honestly, when we came up short in the playoffs, it hurt a little bit. But taking some time away from it. Here and I got that award. It just meant a lot. I was fortunate to be surrounded by great people this summer. My teammates, my coaches, great host family. So honestly, when I was named for that award, I just thought of them first. I'm really glad I was named. It's a great honor.
Yeah, and how you got there. You hit 333, 4 home runs, a triple, 5 doubles, 22 runs, and 34 RBIs. When you hear that stat line, what's kind of the first thing going through your head?
I just think about hitting the ball hard. I mean, that leads to success at all times. So hit the ball hard, do your job, and other things will follow. And I just every time I step in the box, I'm just trying to help my team. And yeah.
And one of the biggest things that hitters need in this league is consistency to succeed, especially the way that you have. What does it mean to stay consistent and obviously end up at the end of the day being at the top of the top in the hitter department?
I mean, you're always gonna go through ups and downs. It's just part of the game. But I just think like having that confidence in yourself and believing in yourself that even though even though I don't feel quite right now, I'm still gonna get the job done for my team and however way possible. And I think that's the key to this. Just staying strong mentally and believing in yourself and just getting the job done at the end of the day.
And then going off of the award for a second, what was it like playing for the Vermont Lake Monsters this year?
It was a great experience. I mean, it was just awesome to play one with that many fans every night. And I mean, they had great personalities too. I met so many great people. Like I said, I had a great host family, the Carlos family. I had great teammates. We were very well treated. I just had a great experience, and I don't know what next summer holds, but I mean, I'm gonna miss these guys this summer, and it was just an overall great experience.
Yeah, and from the guys and the coaches to the fans, it's one of the best crowds in the league each and every year. What is it like seeing that passion night after night every time you hit the field on at Centennial?
I mean, it's no surprise, it's no shock that it's a grind to play all these games, but I guess when you show up to the field every day and you just see thousands of fans behind you and support of you, it just makes it easier. Especially like big moments happen, you hear crowds roaring and stuff. It's makes it easier to be honest. It makes it more fun. I mean, it is what it's all about. So, I mean, it was a great experience, and I mean, I attribute that a lot to them.
Yeah, an unbelievable crowd that continues to deliver day in and day out up there in Vermont. And obviously, this is also your first year in the Futures League. Heck of a first year, by the way. But what were
Thank
your,
you.
of course, but what were your initial thoughts about being part of the Futures League?
I mean, once I saw the schedule, I was like, wow, this is a lot. It's a grind, especially coming off a college season. But I mean, it was a grind for sure. But I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I was there, and I think it's gonna definitely help me grow as a baseball player. But no, overall, it was a great experience.
And then you got one of the great baseball minds up there and Coach Matt Fincher coaching you guys each and every day. What is your relationship like with him?
He was definitely a tough coach, but I honestly think he made me better. And in the clubhouse, guys respected him for sure. I mean, he was tough, but I think he overall made us better. But yeah.
And you are now heading back to school at Cornell. How will this MVP summer help you continue to grow as you go back and train in the fall in advance for the spring?
Yeah, I mean, I don't chase the accolades. I just, I try to work hard every day and just, help my team win at the end of the day. But I'm just going to take the momentum in the fall and just keep working hard and, prepare for next spring. So,
Yeah, we're excited to see you out there on the field this spring. And one final question before you sign off. What are you taking away most from this summer, from your first summer in Vermont and in the Futures League?
I guess at the end of the day, just believe in yourself. I mean, there were so many times where it was like, yeah, stuff didn't go my way or, people on our team left. And that was really tough. But I guess just like believe in yourself and, stay strong because, when times get tough, like you just gotta stay strong mentally and, because you'll get through it. So,
Yeah, the mental toughness is especially important during that grind of a summer. But that grind ended with you on the top of the Futures League hitters as the MVP. Mark Quatrani, congratulations again and good luck
at Cornell this spring. And and again, thank you for coming on today.
Thank you for having me.
Before we return to Back to the Futures, we want to share a message from our friends at Zorian Bat Company. Rob Zorian started the company, Zorian Bat Company, in 2003, literally out of the trunk of his gold car in Davie, Florida. Within 2 years, he was selling the wood bat line to the MLB and continues to manufacture the highest grade wood bats for the Little League all the way up to the majors. Rob Zorian, founder and president of Zorian, says, I started this company in 2003 to service all baseball players in the United States and beyond, and after 19 years, our mission has not changed. We are excited to have the opportunity to work with the Futures League and wish all of the players and coaches a healthy and successful season ahead. For more information about Zorian, visit their website at zorianbats.com. Zorian, America's baseball brand. Now, back to the Futures. Thank you so much to Mark for coming on. You know, it's not easy to play all the way up in Burlington, Vermont, but it was pretty easy for him as he hit 333, Matt.
Yeah, once again, a spectacular season, well-deserved award for him, and couldn't be happier.
Yeah, and with that, I mean, that's all of our award winners. Once again, we want to congratulate everyone for a fantastic season and for our award winners on the outstanding play on the field and the just greatness off the field as well for those Adam Keenan winners. Matt, we are wrapping up season 9 here of the podcast. Anything you got to say before we hit the road here?
Like I said before, great season as always, and great content that we have had come out. And I've never been so excited to see everyone watch all this content and all the good replies that we've received. So thank you to everybody for watching. It's been a great ride this year, and let's do it again next year.
Yeah, it has certainly been a great ride for 2024. We're officially wrapping up here. I just wanted to say this will also be my final episode on Back to the Futures. The future of the show, we're not quite sure yet, but we'll be sure to update you as soon as we know. I just want to thank everybody from the bottom of my heart for the last 5 years working for the Futures League. Joe Palucci hired me in 2019, and I will be forever grateful for what him and Joshua Cummins have done to me. And shout out to Matt Satilli, who started this podcast with me as well. To the co-hosts who came with me as well. Matt, it has been an honor to work with you, good sir. And I'm really excited for what the Futures League is set to become because it's got a bright future ahead. And yeah.
A future pun to end it all.
A future pun to end it all, exactly. Well, folks, this has been the season 9 finale of Back to the Futures, the official podcast of the Futures League. And one more time, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, and YouTube. Once again, thank you so much to everyone who has tuned in over the last 4 years. It has been an honor to host this show for all of you. And you know what? We'll say it one more time. We'll see everyone soon.